Have you ever suddenly had an issue where your chickens went from laying tons of eggs to the next day almost nothing, or it seems like almost nothing? Well, we've dealt with that on more than one occasion and more than one reason. Hey guys, so I just got home from work. This is my half day today, and I have come outdoors so I can take care of something. I have to troubleshoot something, and I thought that I would bring you guys along because I figured it's very important that I share, what we learn along with you in case you might need this information at some point in time. So probably about a week and a half ago, we ran into an issue with our chickens where suddenly, we have 200 plus laying hens, 200 plus. And suddenly their egg production dropped from like 150 eggs a day to about 38. Think about that. 150 a day to 38. When we did the final count that one first day, I was like, what in the world? Obviously something is going on, something we need to troubleshoot and figure out. Well, what happened during that time and that week, we suddenly had a surge in our temperature. Everything got hot. So I think our temperatures went from maybe the 70s up into mid 80s, creeping higher. And this past Saturday, we had I think it was around 90-degree weather. So one reason could be that you're going through a time of decreased light because it's winter. Another reason could be due to nutritional deficiencies. Maybe they're not getting the amount of food that they need. Maybe they need more protein. Maybe they're going through a time where they're molting or they've gone broody. Other possible reasons could be due to stress, disease, or even a lack of water. But in this case, with our chickens, the reason why they stopped laying suddenly is because of heat. We went through a surge in temperature where all of a sudden our temperatures were soaring higher than they had been in the previous weeks, and our chickens were telling us that they were not happy. They had plenty of water, they had plenty of food, but we did first start to check and make sure that they were getting enough food. Once we ruled out that problem, we realized that it was definitely the heat that was causing them to suddenly go into a decreased state of production. Since my two oldest daughters are the ones who are the main keepers of our chickens, we decided to let them take the reins and figure out a way to get these chickens at a more comfortable temperature during the day. We decided to move the structures in the chicken run to see if that would help to provide more shade. They do have chicken tractors that they can go into and get the shade and the cooler temperature, but it just wasn't enough. So I decided to go out and make a purchase, and I wish I had made this purchase sooner, and I'm excited to see how it might help with our chickens and maybe even our rabbits, because they can get overheated too during the summer. And we're not in the summer yet, but we've already felt a taste of summer weather. I thought I'd bring you guys along and show you what I purchased. I'm really excited to try this out and see how it helps, and I really think that it will help. I've read reviews on it and found that other people used it for this same reason. So here we go. Honestly, I'm stuck in a situation where I either get too close to the house and all you hear is the AC unit running, or I come too close to the chickens and all you hear is that. So I'm going to try and find a spot here in the middle of the yard to sit down and talk to you guys. I went on and started doing some research as to what could help our chickens stay cooler, and it finally dawned on me. I'm like, duh, why didn't I think of this sooner? A misting system. They use it like at Disney World and all other places, keep people cool, especially in 90+ degree weather down there in Florida. So I went on and compared different brands, different features between low pressure, medium pressure, high pressure. Well, the high pressure is basically, it seems like you have to have a professional come and install that. So we're not going to go that route because I'm trying to save money here. I'm trying to see what I can do at the most cost-effective way. So this is what I purchased here. The brand name is Orbit, and this is a 12-foot area of tubing. It's a low pressure system, and I decided to expand upon that and buy a 10-foot extension kit. So I'm going to install this along the fence line and see if this helps with our baby girls. So to add to this, I'm going to also go out and install, well, I say install, really it's kind of like jerry rigging things. I went and bought a heavy duty tarp, an 8x10 heavy duty tarp, just to add a single extra space where we can keep some shade out there for them. As you can see out here, we do not have a lot of shade trees in this area, and this area does not tend to get like a nice cool shade until past 4 p.m. By that time, these girls have had enough of that heat and they're beat down. They have plenty of structures out there to go under and to try and stay cool, but it's just not enough. And guys, we are always trying to fine tune how we take care of our chickens, learning from our mistakes and our failures. We try to pass our mistakes and failures on to you guys so that you guys are not having to go through it and make costly mistakes yourselves. I went and picked it up yesterday. I had to order it because our store did not carry it. It is very easy to put together. Here's the end right here. This attaches to a hose, and that's basically all you do is get that out, attach it to the, after you've hooked it up, of course, and attach it to your hose and turn it on. There you go, you're ready to go. So this one came with all of these little pieces here separate, so I had to install those. It's just a little twist on, very simple, nothing hard about that. And it came with these little clips here, so that'll help with me installing that along the fence. But I've also got a bag of zip ties that I'm going to use as well. All right, so I like this idea. I'm going to see how easy it is to attach this end here onto the extension kit. It should be pretty easy. So this one does look a little bit different, but it is the same company. Well, isn't that lovely? I bought the wrong expansion kit. So, just to explain something here. This is what we have been using to keep our chickens cool when it gets warm out. We can set it for, you know, where it'll flick and flick and flick where it's further, or we can set it to where it actually goes to like more of a mist and a shorter distance. You know, it's giving them cooler surrounding area because the water helps to drop the surrounding temperature, but I feel like this is the other option's a little more of a gentle option. I don't know, guys, we'll see if this works well, and I've heard, like I said, good things, and I will be sure to let you guys know and keep you updated. So let's get this thing installed, huh? I got my zip ties and my clips. That's a bummer that the expansion kit is not likely going to work. I must have missed on there when I was ordering online that it's meant for their basic kit, which is a larger tube system and a PVC pipe, which was a lot to install. I really didn't want that. So I'm going to start more centrally here and move my way down. Let me just tell you, these are lifesavers. If you have a homestead or a farm, these come in handy for just about everything. Buy them in bulk. Lots of bulk. Bread time. So far, so good. Gonna need a little bit of fine tuning, but I am pleased with what I'm seeing here. I'm bummed that, of course, you know, the expansion kit, like I said, did not work with this, but I'm gonna go back online and look and see what I can find that will work and get my money back on the other one. So there you go. Now, of course, a day like today, the cooling efforts are not really needed because it's overcast and we have cooler weather like it should be during this time of year. But this is something that we can use in addition to, you know, our other cooling efforts with the sprinkler if need be on those really hot days. I'll shut it off right now. I figured I could even use our other 4-way splitter and hook a hose, a shorter hose, up to the splitter and then hook the main hose up to this one. So one way that you can ensure helping your chickens to lay as best as they can is to keep them nice and cool and comfortable. It's not just about getting them shelter and food and the appropriate amount of water, but it's also about keeping them comfortable. And when they get hot, too hot, they get stressed. You girls are silly. So last week I got hit with, hey mom, we're gonna go to Morganton. Do you wanna go along? Morganton's like 30 to 45-ish minutes, depending upon where you're going. It was to go along and pick up a purchase that Emma had made. So I just got home from work. It is Tuesday. No, today's Tuesday. I'm mixed up on my days. And got hit up with, hey, you want to go along to Morganton? We're gonna go pick up some goslings. That is our new little addition that we're going to have to the farm. This is what my daughter does to get the car seat in. No, that's not ready. Bigger car seats are no fun. Kittens are playing. You like it better though, because you can see out the window now, huh?
It was in final mode.
Looks like Ben's gonna go work on the bees. The work is never finished, huh?
Nope.
So he's gonna go work on the bees and add extra boxes to let them expand, because they are already filling out many of their frames. And no, the bread is not for the bees. That's for our chickens. Oh, I can smell the wax. I love that smell.
Yeah.
All right, Ben, I'll let you go. Look at these kittens. They're just playing around.
Oh.
Mama's coming to regulate.
Hi.
They all go running.
A while back, we reached out to a lady on Craigslist that was advertising some hatching eggs and some goslings. Her geese were still laying at that time, so she decided to go ahead and stick those eggs in the incubator and hatch out some goslings and sell them that way. Now that was back in February or March, and here we are in May, and she finally contacted us, and so we're on our way to pick them up right now. They're out in Morganton. We're from Conover, so it's about a 40-minute drive out to where she lives. So we're just gonna take you guys along the journey, see where we go. Hello. Oh, it's okay. I'm coming to. They're so bright yellow. You're a cutie. Wow, it's beautiful. Yeah, really pretty out there. Okay, so this is what the white gosling is gonna look like. Excited now, Emma? Very, very excited. And goslings and geese are like one of the hardiest birds you can get.
So what kind did you get?
They're Emden and Chinese, and there might be some mixed in here because there's like a lot of almost pied looking ones, like it is a mixed breed. So I don't mind if it's mixed breed either way. The Emden are actually, I'm pretty sure they're considered a meat goose, and Chinese are specifically for egg laying. So we'll see how they turn out. The Emden have the most beautiful eyes though.
There's one in here. As you can see, the one all the way closest to the camera is the biggest one.
And it hatched that way. I don't know if it was maybe a little older, like older than the other ones when I picked them up, or not, or maybe it's just a boy, or maybe its parents are just exceptionally large.
I don't know, but it towers over the other ones.
Yeah, it really does. Its name is Tadashi. So, ever since we started this farm, I've really fallen in love with geese. We had just Lucy to begin with, and then we took over Honey Tree Farms chickens, and they had 2 geese in their flock, which we named Alice and Ethel. So ever since we had those 3 geese, I have absolutely fallen in love with geese. I think they're super smart, they have great personalities, and if you raise them right, they're not that mean. So I had been looking this past spring, because geese are seasonal layers. They only lay between, ours started in February-ish, but most geese start in March and they end about midsummer, and they don't really lay again. It's just a seasonal lay. So they lay spring, summer, or spring and beginning of summer. So that's the only time you can go and buy these goslings. So I went ahead and I was looking online, see if I could find any goslings for a lower price than $25 a gosling, because that was what I was finding for the breed I wanted, which was brown Chinese. So I found these goslings. They're purebred brown Chinese in Emden, and there's some crosses in here. I've heard of a lot of people crossing this breed for a dual purpose bird, so if we ever did decide to put one on our table, we could. Probably won't with these ones. I want to keep them for breeding. I do have, the brown Chinese are laying geese and the Emden are meat geese, but I've heard that when they're crossbred, they lay just the same. So, if not a little bit less, which is to be expected when you crossbreed a meat goose and a layered goose, or laying goose, egg laying goose. I'm excited to see what they're going to look like when they get older.
All right, guys, so that's it for today. Just a video to kind of share with you our issue that we had going on and the troubleshooting that we're trying to use to hopefully fix the problem. They have started to lay a little bit more already over this past, I would say 3 or 4 days, but definitely not where they were at before. And so I'm hoping that this means of cooling down the surrounding temperature where they are in the run will help to ultimately bring about more eggs. So if you guys have ever tried something like this, please comment below, or any other ideas that you guys have used of your own or have learned about. We'd love to hear about that. So I'm signing off for now, and I will see you guys later. We'll catch you on the next one. Hope you guys have a good evening. Bye.
I'm used to give up 100 times. It's never been worth it. But now there is so much to say.